Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is, and this is so beautiful. So I have a treat for you. I'm going to just show you what it looks like at my view here. But isn't this beautiful? Such a beautiful color. I'm going to really zoom this baby in, but look at how beautiful this color is. So beep. But anyway, is I want to reach out to all of you and see how you are doing. And I've been putting up different types of titles and topics, and so today is going to be definitely another topic, a different kind of video. So anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And I really hope you're getting out, go take a hike. Starlight said so. Starlight said it's okay to go take a hike. Go explore, go find something new. It's a beautiful, today the sky is so beautiful with a lot of clouds. I love the color, and I've never been here before, so who knows and where in the world Starlight is. Where is she? Maybe I'm on another planet and you just don't know. But anyway, here I am today, and if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me in Starlight on YouTube, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you could give this video a thumbs up. That is if you want to be the change that we need to see in the world, so you could see, what kind of change are you making? So anyway, besides giving my videos a thumbs up, you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't forget to leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And you can share. Plus, check out my playlist. And you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So here we are. This is so beautiful. Look at this. I've already took lots of pictures on the beginning of this hike here, and I'm not sure how long this hike is going to be, so I wanted to take this particular hike because there's so many other trails I could have took, and so I decided to stop a little bit and get out and take a hike, because in the area that I was, there was very many hiking trails. You had to go really far away just to enjoy a hike, and I've learned that is how it is sometimes you do, you gotta get out further, go out and see what else is around, go, take your family out for a trip, and say, hey, let's go, get away from the computer, video games, laptops, tablets, phones, and look at how this is what you're really missing out here. Anytime I do a video, this is so beautiful, but really, the real deal is really being here, really seeing how this looks in real life here, because no matter how many times I, especially with my camera, but, nothing ever beats the best, like being in the present, and really enjoying this here right in the now. So here we go on this beautiful hike, and so today I really want to talk to you, and this is I've learned this stuff a long time ago. Like most of you that have been watching Starlight for some time knows that I have two I say young adults, they're both in their 30s, so both of them are going through different things, in their life. So this video here is to help you as far as a family. They do have that saying is a family who plays together stays together. And these days, just like in the days when I was younger, is that, a lot of families, I'm just going to show you, this is so beautiful, is a lot of families are from split families. So, you might have, and I'm not sure if this actually is going to go where I want it to go, but I'll just show you the view here. some water. See if I can zoom this baby in. But there, that is so beautiful right there. So this is what you're missing when you're not getting out, and getting out of the house and, getting away from your area. Try something new, go somewhere else. And so this video here, it says, it's about ways to help you to actually do better in your family. And some of you are probably thinking, hey, Starlight, I don't need you tell me how to do it right. And, that might be great, that there might be some people that could be already doing like a great job as far as the family goes. But like I used to tell my boss a long time ago, when I used to work for him, is there's always room for improvement. That's what I've always told my old boss, not that he was old, is just that, I was trying to keep my pride down, because he always said what a great worker I was and they always can count on me, you didn't have to babysit me, is that I used to kind of help myself by saying, well, there's always room for improvement. But for this video, and there's some of you that struggle all the time with your family, and these tips are going to be hard for some of you if you have, older kids. But I'm not saying it's impossible, is nobody really likes change, and that's what the universe is letting me know is, I got some stuff in my life right now that, if we don't make the changes in our life, God's going to make it happen for us. There's things that are going to go a certain way where you're going to be kind of forced to make those changes, so it's best to kind of work on those things now in your life. So, that because things don't always go the way we think. God wants us to get out of our comfort zone. God wants us to, a lot of times change the way we're doing things, not keep on doing the same thing. And I've noticed that is how God has been with me. I never can figure out the mind of God, so God is never doing the same thing. I might have to do things in a different way, like yesterday and the day before, where I get kind of used to doing certain things. And then God, it's almost like if I was building, dominoes, like if I was lining up dominoes, and God's like, phoop, there goes those dominoes, and here I'm, stacking everything up, getting it all lined up, and then God wants me to do something different. God doesn't want me to do the same thing over and over again. And my mentor told me that over and over again, and that's why I'm kind of doing this with you, is how this works, is that we can't keep on doing things the same way all the time. We do have to mix things up. So this video is for really families, and it's not just for families though, because if you're single right now and maybe you don't have any kids, so this is good information for you. So then you could start these things in the beginning with your family when you have a wife and a husband, or a wife or husband, and then maybe you're going to want to have babies, maybe you don't, maybe you don't want to have babies, and that's okay. So if you are even grandpa and grandma, they can get help from these videos too, because, maybe they weren't doing these things when they had their kids. So it is so important to kind of have an open mind as far as, working on different things in your life. And so this video here, I'm going to help people, who has kids. And like I said, it could be for anybody, people that are single, maybe they don't have kids, but at least this will be some knowledge, some wisdom to have ahead of time, so you can kind of do things right from the start. And what does Starlight mean doing, there's some artwork here. Some people don't like this, but depending on what it says, a lot of times I can't even read the writing anyway. Whoops, it's kind of shaded in there. But, whoops, I got things back. So, what I mean is, like, for having a family, if you start out, and you're married with somebody, hopefully you're married, and because that really is the, like, not saying that things cannot happen in a way that you don't want it to, because nothing is really promised to us, so if you are with a loved one, a husband or a wife, and you have kids, is that you want to start things off right in the beginning. And a family that plays together stays together, so this is how division starts right there is, when dad goes and does his things by himself, and or you're not going together as a family, you're doing it separately. That actually doesn't help the family. And I know there's times that you can't always be together and do things because of work or holidays or traveling. The kids are out of school. Whoops. Boy, he was going fast. He almost got hit by a bicycle. I gotta just show you this beautiful tree. I love nature, but look at that big ass tree. And I'm new here, so Starlight was on the wrong side of the path, so it would have been my fault. Starlight was naughty, but he was going like at 60. Just kidding. But so with families is that what you want to do from the very beginning when your babies are born, is to, when the baby's old enough to, start eating table food, is to, I know some of you are not going to like this, is to turn off the TV, and just sit together as a family. What? Sit together as a family? What, are you crazy? I know, isn't that a tough one, Sit together at the table when you're eating dinner, like, instead of mom and dad, maybe at the living room watching TV, and the kids, one might be at the table, one might be eating in its bedroom, I don't know, one might be eating outside, maybe the parents are eating outside and the kids are inside. Well, it's so important that when you start off you want to spend time together, and at the dinner table, it's a good time, like to, talk about the things throughout your day, and I don't always agree with everything that they say out there in society, I've always heard, like with couples, is, keep the workplace at work, and don't talk about the family at work. Now that part I kind of agree, because at the workplace, you're going to get people getting their nose in the stuff and trying to stir some stuff up in your home. And so you do have to be careful of, talking if it's positive stuff, maybe you're on your lunch break at work, and you want to brag about how great your family is. But you do have to be careful of, like problems that you could be having at the house, especially at the workplace, because it takes really some time to get to know people. But bringing problems from work home, I believe if I was with a guy and I was out there working that 9-to-5 job and I was having some problems at work, I believe the best thing for me to do is to talk to the guy that I'm with and, let him know, I believe he's the best person, hopefully the best person I can open up to, and let him know that, that I had a bad day at work. And I don't agree with keeping work, at work, and, because, maybe I'm not seeing things quite right, and maybe that man could help me to see things in a different perspective or something, to help me to, maybe I'm looking at it wrong, and, maybe I'm getting upset for no reason, so, and like men, I've seen men, definitely, I'm that chick that, when I'm in a relationship, I stayed with my family a little while ago, and every day, when my son left to go to work, I gave him a hug and said, I hope he has a great day, be safe, And every day he came back home, I said, hey, how was your day? And I wanted to hear about how his day was. So I believe my own personal feelings on this, my own personal beliefs, that it's okay to do that, because, it'd be better that I open up to the guy that I'm with than to open up to somebody else and have their nose in my business, So if you can't really go to that loved one that you have in your family, then you're kind of setting yourself up for a fall and to have problems to come in your life. Now, unless they were abusive in your family, then you're going to have to reach out to somebody and, kind of get some advice somewhere. But therapy probably would be the best thing to do. Go see some therapy, counseling or whatever, because it's hard to say who you can trust. But when it comes to a family, now I get back on track, is with your kids, get them involved. Don't let them go, hey, I'm going to go to my friend's house. Hey, I'm going to go to my friend's house. Hey, I'm going to go to my friend's house. Because that's going to really, it's okay to have your kids go to the friend's house, but do you know their friends and do you know their friends' parents? So it is important before you just let your kids run off to their friend's house, because Starlight went through that a long time ago. It was a huge mistake on my part, but it was a lesson, is to, we got to really get to find out who are our kids hanging out with. Just because they look good at the school, they dress up good and, their language sounds good at the school when you meet them and you interact with the parents at the school, it doesn't mean that that's how they are at the house, because most people are actually fake. They're not even being real. They're not being real with themselves or even their family members. So you really got to be careful with those things, like where your kids go to. And you gotta, this is how they actually kind of start getting into trouble, because, and with the parents letting their kids go to their friend's house, what are they doing? Do you know that kid well enough? And kids are good actors and actresses, so they could act really great around you, use manners, and you could easily be deceived by your kids' friends or even by your own kids, so it is good to have rules set at the house at different age level, and every age level, and each child should be different, because they're all at different ages. So, and what I did when I was younger was when a rule was set at the house, it's really good to, I'm actually going to I'm going to do something different, because this is like a bike trail here, but I want to just see what's over here by the water. It's good, wow, look at that. Oh, I never get to see one of these that close. Look at that. I've been getting so many animals. I am so amazed by this. Look at you. You are so beautiful. I don't have any, actually I lied, I do with me. Sorry, Starlight couldn't help it. I realized I did have food for that. I believe that was a hawk. So I got to find out, what does it mean? I've never, ever, ever in my whole existence ever seen a hawk that close, because they know Starlight's one of their friends. And this is awesome. Even grasshoppers are hopping all around. So where did Starlight stop? Oh, it was like family and having your kids go to people's houses and you don't really know them. But the other thing is so important is to, rules, that's what it was. Rules, is to, even if you got to write them down and put them on the wall somewhere, make them like large enough to print them out. And for each child, they have their own set of rules. So, and then this is what I was going to tell you is, like with each child, no matter what their age is, after you get done communicating with them and telling them the rules, then you can ask them, now, tell me what the rule is and why do we have that rule set up, so then they understand. Because you know, a lot of times the kids got their minds on who knows what, you know, especially depending on the age. You know, they might be thinking of a beautiful girl at school. You know, they might be thinking about some problem that they're dealing with, you know. So it is so important to have rules set at the house, and that like have a family meeting, you know, and say, hey, we're going to have a family, you know, because there's times that we can set rules up at the house. And as you know, have your family, you're going to find out, oh no, we got to make a new rule for the house, you know, for safety wise, you know, for the kids and the family, to keep your family safe, you know, and the things that you want them to eat or not eat, you know, especially if they're in your household. And, you know, so you want to set rules up, and, you know, like, you want them to really know that now you got to build trust in your kids. And how you do that is, number one, you got to, from the beginning, is to be honest with your kids. Don't lie to your kids, you know, because when you start lying to your kids, they're going to think, hey, it's okay that you lie to me. So they're not going to care. They're going to lie to you too. And they're going to have a right to do that. Really, in a way, they have a right to do that now, because that's what you've taught them. This is so cool how this is like stairs. And I'm not sure how this is like who knows what was here a long time ago. But this is beautiful how, you know, like, I don't know what was here that there's dirt on top of these stairs like this, but this is where the trail, well, I don't know if this is part of the trail or not, but Starlight's going to walk on this anyway, so you really want to, you know, like, talk to your kids and be honest with them, and communication is a key, you know, and that's I mentioned in many videos before on how to communicate with your kids or other people in your life. So really, communication is key for the family, is to, you know, like, to where they can actually feel comfortable enough to open up and talk to you. And that's a door that you don't want shut. And if you yell at them and call them stupid and say, what were you thinking? What are you, stupid? And, you know, then that's how you actually shut the door of communication, where now they're not going to want to open up to you. And that's a very dangerous thing to have, is when now they don't want to open up to you because they feel like you're going to judge them every time they open up their mouth. And that goes for moms and for dads, because both could actually be guilty of being too rough with their kids, as far as, you know, when it comes to, you know, communicating with them. And you want them to express themselves, and because you're going to teach them that is a good thing to do, and it's going to help them out when they get older and they have their own families, where now, you know, your son or daughter will be able to communicate, you know, with their spouse, you know, whether they're a guy or a girl. So really, the communication, ooh, this is beautiful. Starlight, see, I'm glad I went down here. This is so beautiful. I just got to watch my step. I never know what I'm going to see, but this is because I've gotten out of my comfort zone. God blesses me with things like this. Ooh. So I'm not going to go all the way across, because this is beautiful enough here. Starlight doesn't want her sneakers getting wet, because Starlight fell in the water. And I don't know what's in that water, so I don't want to be a part of it today. Not today. Starlight's good, but I zoom that in to show you. And look at this. This is beautiful. I wonder what was here, you know, how this ends up looking like stairs right in this strange spot. It's hard to say where the heck is Starlight anyway, but we're just going to keep on following this, because Starlight's very curious now to see where this is going to go, because the trail is actually up there somewhere. I've seen somebody jogging. So, you know, so communication is key. And, you know, and the other thing that you really need to do is, a lot of parents don't do this, and it's very bad when parents don't do this, is, sometimes we can't help it, but we do this, is like when one child gets in trouble, you ought to handle that situation with that one child in the privacy of their bedroom, where the other brothers and sisters don't, like if they don't know what happened, they don't need to know what happened, like the whole family doesn't need to know what happened to Tommy, why did Tommy get into trouble, because that's going to build a stronger bond with you and your child Tommy, instead of, and a lot of families do this, is to, tell everybody what Tommy did, and so now Tommy's embarrassed because he got caught, doing something, and it was really embarrassing, and now, every family member, the aunt knows about it, grandpa knows what he did, so these are things that you really don't want to do to your kids, because it's going to shut them out. They're not going to want to open up to you, and it could cause a lot of damage in them, as far as even want to spend any time with the family members, because now Aunt Susie's coming to the house, and Tommy heard Mom and Dad talking to Aunt Susie on the phone and saying, we don't know why Tommy did this. And so now Tommy, when Aunt Susie comes to the house, is, Tommy doesn't want to be around the family anymore, because Tommy he's embarrassed that he got caught doing that, so it really has a way of shutting kids in, I gotta go down this way too. I guess I'm not gonna really go any further because that goes to a park, but I wanted to just show you how cool this is with these stones. I'm just walking slow because I've never been here before, so I never know if there's holes in the ground. There goes Starlight going down that rabbit hole. But this is cool how they put some rocks in these on the cement here, and it's all like stuck. So this is cool. So yeah, you want to really keep things private, like all the kids shouldn't know what all the other kids were doing. And there's some embarrassing stuff that happens in family members, any family member could get caught doing something, and but it really shouldn't be a place for everybody in the whole entire family. The neighbors now know about what Tommy did, and the school knows what Tommy did, and everybody knows what Tommy did. It's kind of funny. I do have a brother named Tommy, but I didn't pick that name because of that. But we really do. We got to really be careful of, like how this will affect the children, especially if you want open communication with your kids. And on top of that is, the other thing is really important too, is when mommy and daddy are having fights, it's none of the kids' business what is going on, unless there's really like a separation going on where you have to kind of split ways, because maybe somebody's being abusive, or maybe they're not even doing any work on trying to keep things going in the family. And that's a different story. If you plan on actually, hey, we got to break up, yeah, you're going to have to communicate with your kids and say, hey, this isn't working, or whatever. So these are things, like, so eat together, go and play together. All the kids don't, like, you really should not, and I say this, but I'm just going to name some other kids' names. But Tiffany, if you guys are taking a family trip, Tiffany shouldn't be going, hey, can I go at my friend Sally's house this weekend? I know that the family is going on a family trip, but Tiffany doesn't want to go. She's embarrassed. No, Tiffany, you got to come with us. You're not staying at the house. You're not going at your friend's house this weekend. That is how families get divided, is when teenagers, they're gonna constantly test you out from the beginning of time when they're little all the way up until the time that they leave the house, and it might even be after, they might, try to deceive you in different ways to gain things from you or to make you think a certain way about them. So these things that I've learned for relationships as family goes, I'm just going to show you this beautiful view because I'm on top of the hill now, but I think that's not coming in clear, but that's a beautiful. So those things will really help you out as far as keeping a family together is eat together, go on trips together. Hey, if you're going for the hike, the whole family's going. Johnny and Sandra are not staying home. No, they're coming out with you. That's how they end up pulling away from you, and if they want to go do that stuff, then it would have to be on a different time when you're not going out together as a family. But like I said, make sure who is the family, do they do drugs? Do they, families got a lot of crazy stuff that they're hiding in their houses. Starlight found this out is, like when I'm going to change my story around a little bit, but, where I found porn magazines in places before, or I found, I actually used to clean for somebody a long time ago, and hey, I was doing a really good job. I moved the couch to clean underneath the couch, and wow, I couldn't believe. I was like, what is this? And I knew what it was. Somebody that I was cleaning for was doing crack, and they had a spoon, and they had the pipe, and they somehow or another hid it right under the couch. And I didn't know that that's where they were going to hide it. But, Starlight found it, and so then I knew, I'm like, oh my, this man that I'm cleaning for does crack. And I was like, I didn't really last after that for cleaning with that person because of that drug. That drug is a very bad drug. So anyway, hang on, I gotta just go down this hill. I think that's a part of it. I'm like, is that a part of a... Oh, that's too funny. You never know what you're gonna find out on a hiking trail. People throw garbage everywhere. But I got to get down this hill before I end this video so I don't fall. That would be one way to end a video. But I really hope you get a lot of help. So yes, to a family that plays together, a family that plays together stays together. So you don't want to divide, division is where it starts, is when they start going, hey, I want to go here and I want to go over this, They might not want to really, tell you that they're bored of doing that. And that's why it's so important to mix things up. Don't do the same hiking trail every single time you go out for a hike. Don't go to the same, find out what they want to go do, and, of course, it doesn't mean that they always have to have their own way, but say, hey, what would you like to try? See what they got to say. You never know, and it's good for the whole family to go do what Tony wants this time. It's Tony's turn to pick out what you guys are going to do this year for vacation. So, Tony, wherever you want to go, we're going to go to that state, and we're going to go as a family, and we're going to have fun, right, kids? We're Dad, Mom, we're going to have fun. And then, it would make things more exciting. So then next year, it could be a different kid, a different family member. That's, as long as they're old enough to know, or you can even show them like, hey, there's these different places to go to, and you could pick like a place, in a reasonable, you're going to have to select on what areas and how far you want to travel and the money costs, you got to figure that out. Say, hey, there's 3 choices, you pick one, and that's what, and then you can make the plans for that. So that would actually help out the kids, because I've known people that were taking their kids out hiking, but, I love to hike, but would I want to go to the same hiking trip every single time, like for the whole year? And people do that. I've seen people, I was guilty of doing this myself, is I was going to the same park you know, go to the same park, 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 you know, and see the same people, you know, so nothing's going to change if we keep on doing that. So anyway, I love you so much. This is Starlight. You could give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget, you can leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And you're going to have to check out what does it mean when you see, I believe that was a hawk, you know, because I'm not in New York anymore. But they do look like that. So you could find out what does it mean, because that message wasn't just for me, it's for whoever watches this particular video. So if you were watching this video and got to witness that hawk that amazingly, I'm sorry, this light, the sun is kind of popping out. Before it was kind of shady, the clouds were covering the sun. But if you watched this video right here and saw the hawk earlier in this video, find out what does it mean when you see a hawk, and you'll get a message from the universe. That's how this works. So anyway, I love you. Besides leaving a message down below, you can also share to your family members. They're going to need this. And also check out my playlist. Plus, you could find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and it's Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I really hope you really enjoyed this beautiful hiking place. This is beautiful. They have other trails here. And I love you so much. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.